Werner Schroeter has been discussed previously for this program, specifically 1969's Ika Katapa, Schroeter's debut, and 1972's The Death of Maria Malibran. Today I am looking at 2002's Deux, his penultimate feature prior to 2008's The Night. Isabel Huppert stars in a dual role as estranged twin sisters Magdalena and Maria, although this film does not resemble a sentimental drama whatsoever. What we receive instead is a grand act of playful European surrealism, or so it appeared to me anyway. I absolutely loved it for being this, and much prefer this to what might have transpired otherwise, and it is in the sheer immaculate dressing of this weirdness which has me admiring, still, this late in his career, the directorial imagination of Werner Schroeter. Apparently Isabel Huppert said of this film, "The film was written for me, but also for him. He projects in me, but it is a transfusion case, as if he came to inhabit in me. It's my heart, but his soul. I state his ghosts. He assumes that it is a film on him, that it speaks of his past, of his infancy. It is his unconscious in which he speaks." That sounds sufficient enough reason to name this film at least vaguely surrealist. I found a seemingly negative review of this film on IMDb, and I felt like sharing it here because it illustrates why I'm actually initially attracted to this film. Werner Schroeter has made his entire career as a sort of cursed outcast of the Fassbinder generation of German cinema, alternating highly personal film projects with stage work, directing both opera and theatre productions. Deux, written expressly for the great Isabel Huppert, with whom Schroeter had already worked twice previously, is as idiosyncratic and infuriating as any of his previous work, probably more so because it's designed as a sort of surrealist autobiography, where the director is actually portrayed as two female characters, apparently twin sisters unaware of each other's existence, both played by Huppert. That's about the extent of what you can actually get out of this non-linear transgender fantasia as far as plot goes, since the film is basically an apparently random and often impenetrable collage of episodes in the life of both women and also their mother, without any rhyme or reason other than the baroque operatic transfiguration of Schroeter's own memories into art for art's sake. There's an undeniable visual talent at work here, and Huppert's mesmerizing immersion in Schroeter's peculiar universe is outstanding, but the lack of any narrative landmarks for the viewer to anchor himself to eventually turned Deux into a radical experimental piece aimed squarely at a hardcore niche of art house audiences aware and knowledgeable about the director's work. That was courtesy of one R.J. and published way back in 2003. Very nice. This film is impressively shot by one Elfie Mikesh, who had worked with Schroeter on 1986's The Rose King and 1991's Malina, and I believe of at least one other of his films which I haven't seen, 1996's Love's Debris. I suspect that her vivid ethereal staging of interiors is the primary factor with which Schroeter can translate his dreams onto the screen. Deux sees Schroeter toward the end of his filmography with an opportunity to collaborate with apparently renowned Cahers alumni Cedric Anger and the enthusiastic participation of the very great Isabel Huppert. The result is indulgent, perhaps, but highly satiating to those who have thus far been in admiration of Schroeter's cinema.